Welcome to A Styled Life, the podcast for purpose-led female founders and senior leaders ready to use style as a powerful tool for confidence, impact and influence. I'm your host, Alex Standley, multi-award-winning personal stylist, speaker and sustainable fashion consultant with 2 decades of experience in the fast-paced world of fashion. Join me as we redefine success from the inside out. This podcast isn't just about clothes. It's about personal power, purposeful style, and creating a life that aligns with your values. So whether you're running a business, leading a movement, or stepping into your next chapter, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll dive into the world of personal style, sustainability, female empowerment, and living with intention through real stories, expert insights, and plenty of inspiration. Hello and welcome back to A Styled Life. Today we're talking about one of my favourite topics, the power of colour and how colour can support your personal brand, your confidence, your visibility and your leadership. So whether you're a founder, you're working within a corporate business, you're employed or you're self-employed, we all have a personal brand. And colour is one of the simplest and most transformational tools that you can use to communicate who you are before you've even said a word. And I want to say this right at the start. Colour can feel like a minefield. There is so much information online. There are filters on TikTok that tell you what season you are. There are so many rules about what goes with what. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed or a bit afraid of colour, you're definitely not alone. I have this conversation on a daily basis with the women that I work with. But the reason that I love colour and why I'm so passionate about it is because it's often underutilized. And when you start to use it intentionally, it is genuinely transformational. So today I'm going to share the simple way that I think about colour with my clients, what flatters you, what you love, and what you want to communicate. And I'll give you practical steps that you can try straight away, because I always want these podcast episodes to give you those tools that you can take away and try at home on your own. So first off, colour is a communicator. So it can really help you stand out, hold attention. It can make you look more awake, more confident and more grounded. And it can also help you to feel all of those things as well, which matters just as much. So if you're on Zoom a lot, for example, if you speak, if you present, if you're building a kind of public profile, or if you're stepping into more visibility, colour can do so much heavy lifting for you. And it's not about being loud for the sake of it. As I'm sure you know by now, I'm not a fan of that. It's about being really intentional. So for me, for example, I love wearing red when I'm on stage. I love the energy that it brings me. It gives me confidence and it communicates strength and excitement. So it's a really powerful colour. But I also know that red can be quite fiery. It can feel overpowering in some situations. So there are also days where I will choose green because I want to feel calm and grounded, and I want other people to feel calm and grounded with me. Even on camera, that really matters. So my point here is that colour isn't just about aesthetics, it's emotional, it's psychological, it's communication. So with my clients, we start with wow colours. It's the easy way to build a personal brand, but it's also the easy way to create your capsule wardrobe. So it's one of the simplest things that I encourage my clients to do. And what we work through when I do colour analysis is to have 3 to 4 wow colours that run throughout their wardrobe. So these are the colours that you're remembered for, the colours that people associate with you, and the colours that make you feel lit up and confident. And we choose them really intentionally based on 3 things. The first is what colours actually work for you. You know, from a technical point of view, what's flattering to your skin tone, your hair colour, your eye colour. Secondly, and really importantly, what colours you love. So the colours that really light you up and make you feel good. And thirdly, what you want to communicate. So the meaning behind those colours. And when you combine those 3 things together, that is where the magic happens. Again, if I use myself as an example, my wow colours are pink, red and green, and I'm known for those colours. I don't always I don't always wear them. I've got other colours that sit in my wardrobe as well. But those 3 to 4 colours are the foundation that runs through my wardrobe. And it's amazing how powerful this becomes in real life. So when I go to events, people will come up to talk to me because they recognise me through the colours that I'm wearing, because it's consistent across my personal brand, whether that's social media, in person, email. That's what we're aiming for, not a new wardrobe, not more clothes, but clarity and consistency. So you become instantly recognizable in a way that still feels like you. A question that I get asked a lot is, do I have to wear my brand colours all the time? And the answer is definitely not. You don't have to wear your brand colours all the time. But having a small set of wow colours that you come back to again and again is incredibly powerful. So if your personal brand is already associated with bright colours, you can absolutely stick with that in professional environments. And colour can be even more powerful on camera because you don't want to blend into the background. You want to hold attention, and sometimes you might want to stand out. So just because you're wearing bright colours doesn't mean you're not professional. And I think this is something that is misunderstood quite a lot. I think for a lot of women, they feel that if they wear bright colours, that it's not fitting in to the stereotype and therefore it's not professional. But professional is ultimately how you show up. It's how you speak. It's your presence. So colour is a tool and it shouldn't be a threat. If you do want to dial it down on certain days, you can still keep the signature through accessories, jewellery, shoes, bags, even glasses. There's some really subtle ways that still feel cohesive so that you can still be really true to yourself and be mindful of the environment that you're operating within. Another question that I get asked all the time is, what comes first? What suits me, or the message that I'm trying to portray through my personal brand? And for me, if you want to prioritize one thing, prioritize what suits you and what feels good. That is the most important thing, because there's no point wearing a colour that drains you or that doesn't flatter you and that makes you feel uncomfortable just because somebody told you that it means happiness or confidence, or it's one of your brand colours that you use on your website, for example. If you don't feel good in it, you won't show up in the right energy. So yes, colour psychology is fascinating and it can be used in a really clever way, but it's secondary to what works for you and what you love. As we've just said, another thing that comes up a lot is I want to wear colour, but I feel too visible, or I don't feel confident enough to, put myself out there and stand out. This is really common. I think there's often a block around colour that isn't really about colour. It's about visibility. It's about not wanting to draw too much attention. It's about that feeling of, who does she think she is, or am I being too much? And I think a lot of those feelings aren't necessarily our own. A lot of them are societal conditioning. So many of us have grown up with messages like, be seen and not heard, don't take up too much space, don't be too loud. And those messages sit in the back of our mind subconsciously, but they absolutely affect how we feel about wearing colour. So if you're someone who wants to wear more colour, but it feels like pushing out of your comfort zone, here's the approach that I recommend. Start slowly. Don't go from all black to a bright pink dress next to your face if that's going to make you feel exposed. Because if you do that, you might feel so uncomfortable that you then decide, I'm never doing that again. Instead, build your confidence gradually. So as I've mentioned, start with accessories, maybe a handbag in that colour that you love, a scarf, earrings, a belt, or some shoes. Another step that I often share with clients who really aren't feeling confident in wearing colour is about your underwear. So no one else can see it, but if you're wearing it, it can change how you feel about colour. So red, for example, is a perfect example. Wearing red underwear can give you that confidence and that energy that you're wanting from the colour red without having it on the outside where everybody else can see it. And then over time, as you feel good, and you can start bringing it into your clothing, because you'll build that confidence with wearing that colour in a very personal way. So it's all a process and it all builds. I haven't always been as colourful as I am now. I used to wear a lot of black when I was a buyer, and people are always shocked by that. They just assume that this is how I've always been. But the more you do it, the more it makes you feel amazing, and then it all builds confidence from there. It's not something that happens overnight. The next point I wanted to discuss is that personality matters a lot more than a generic palette. So you might have heard of seasonal colour analysis, which works on the spring, summer, autumn, winter seasonal palettes. And it can be really helpful. But the thing is, those palettes can be really generic. And if somebody hands you a generic palette and says, this is what you should wear, it can actually feel really disempowering. And I've seen this with clients in the past. They've had a generic seasonal colour analysis and it hasn't ever really resonated with them. They feel like they've been told the colours that they should wear, and half of that palette just doesn't feel like them, because your personality really matters. Your likes and dislikes matter. Your memories matter, because you might have a colour that reminds you of something significant in your life, like a school blazer, for example. So yes, colour analysis is such a powerful tool, but it has to be personal. I will always create a bespoke palette for my clients because it needs to be things you love. It needs to make you feel good from the inside out and not just what looks good on paper. And I want you to remember this. If you don't feel good in it, don't wear it. The goal is not to fit yourself into a generic palette. The goal is to feel like the best version of yourself. So next up, another question I get asked a lot: accessories. Should they be on palette or can they be random? Accessories are really one of the easiest ways to wear colour and a great way to wear colour more often. If you have wow colours, building them into your accessories is a brilliant way to create a cohesive wardrobe that's easy to mix and match. So for example, if one of your wow colours is red, you might have a red handbag, red shoes, even trainers that are white with red branding. And that's not about being rigid. It's about making your wardrobe work harder for you, because when your accessories sit within your wow colours, you'll actually wear them more and everything will work well together as well. But having said all that, there is also power in having something completely bonkers and off palette that just makes you feel good. Dopamine dressing is a real thing, so it depends where you're at. If you're building confidence with colour, keep it to your wow colours. But if you've already feel confident, then go for it. Wear the random colour that makes you happy. The next question I get asked a lot is how to wear bright colours together without doubting yourself. So if you ever put two colours together and think, does this look good? I can't tell. Here are a couple of very practical checks. The first one is the colour wheel. So you can Google the colour wheel, or you can even, if you really want a physical colour wheel, you can buy them on Amazon. If we look at the colour wheel, colours that are next to each other on the wheel work really well together, and colours that are opposite each other also work beautifully as well. And those combinations that are opposite each other are often the ones that you wouldn't automatically think of, like blue and orange or red and green. And the second thing to bear in mind when you're putting colours together is making sure that the colours that you're putting together are both of the same undertone. So you want both colours to be warm or you want both colours to be cool. Sometimes an outfit doesn't work because one colour is cool and one colour is warm. So as well as thinking, do these colours go together? We also want to bear that in mind as well. Are they both warm or are they both cool? And that simple check can help you to trust yourself more when you're trying to experiment with different colours. That leads us very nicely on to the next question, which is, how do I figure out if I'm a warm or a cool skin undertone? If you don't know the answer to that, one of the easiest ways to start is with your neutrals. And I call this the white t-shirt test. So you can do this, out in the shops, or if you've got a couple of different colours at home, you can try it at home as well. But if you hold up to your face a kind of pure bright white t-shirt and look at how the light reflects onto your skin tone, pay attention around your eyes and see, the overall impact that colour is having. And then do the same with an off-white or an ivory t-shirt. If that colour drains you, it will often highlight darker circles, lines, and just make you look a bit tired. Whereas if a colour lifts you, your skin looks clearer, brighter, more even. And it's a great test to be able to see. So if the kind of pure bright white works for you, you're likely to have a cooler undertone to your skin. And if the warmer off-white or ivory works best for you, then you're likely to have a warmer undertone to your skin. And this is a kind of simple way to test which skin undertone you have. Red can also be a great test colour. So cherry reds are cool and tomato reds are warm. So that's another one that you can test out to see which skin undertone you have. Another point to make here is that some people are neutral, so they can wear both warm colours and cooler colours, but just not the extreme ends of the scale. So they can't wear anything that's too warm and they can't wear anything that's too cool. If you are a neutral, it can help to what I'd call pick a lane. Not because you have to, but because it makes getting dressed easier. As I was saying earlier, pairing warm colours with warm colours and cool with cool. I'm neutral myself, verging on warm, and I choose to go warmer. So I wear warmer makeup, warmth through my hair colour, because that's my personal preference, and I find that that's what's more flattering for me. But we all have our own unique preference, so that is really, really important. Okay, so next one to talk about is outfit repeating, because this is where colour can be a really powerful tool. And actually it's something that I know many women can feel quite conflicted about. I am 100% all about outfit repeating. If you're building a personal brand, it's very effective. Consistency builds trust, and as we've said already earlier in this conversation, people remember you. And we've been conditioned to believe that wearing the same outfit twice is wrong and it's frowned upon. And we've very much all grown up in a society where fashion's disposable. And I come from a fashion buying background, and it was definitely frowned upon to wear the same outfit twice in the same week, whether that was a spoken or unspoken rule. So I've had to really consciously work on that script in my head, but it's not a thing. And if you want to be memorable and you want to build a personal brand, repeating outfits and repeating colours is actually a really powerful way to do it. This is also why building a capsule wardrobe with your wow colours running through it makes getting dressed so much easier, because you can then mix and match and create lots of different outfits from less. Another thing that comes up is, what if I feel overdressed around my friends or at events that I'm going to? This comes up a lot because there's those conversations that go around the WhatsApp groups, like you're going out and everyone's asking, what are you wearing? And you can feel that pressure to fit in. We're all human. We have that pack mentality. We don't want to feel like we don't belong. But confidence is really built by gently challenging that. It's like a muscle that you grow over time. At first, you might wear your wow colours in a really subtle way, and then you do it again, and then you realise you can show up as yourself and people respond positively. And yes, people might comment at first because they're not used to seeing you in a certain way, but that repetition builds identity, and then it becomes your normal over time. And if people do comment, remember, sometimes it is genuine admiration and sometimes it's triggering something in them. Very often when you speak to people one-to-one, they'll say, oh, I wish I could wear colour like you. I'm not confident enough. And that's often what's underneath those comments that we receive from other people. So it's a really important thing to remember. And whilst we're talking about receiving comments, another thing that comes up a lot when it comes to colour is how to receive compliments. I love this part because it's so British. Receiving compliments can feel really uncomfortable. Our instinct is to immediately deflect, like, oh, it's just something I pulled out of the wardrobe, or I got it for £2 from a charity shop. But that can actually make the other person feel quite awkward because they were just trying to be kind. So if you're not sure what to say, start with the simplest thing. Thank you. Just saying thank you. You don't need to give a compliment back. You don't need to dilute it. You don't need to explain it away. Thank you is enough. And over time, your confidence builds, and then you'll have those kind of little one-liners ready. If someone tries to make a backhanded comment, you can own it. Things like, I love the brightness, I love being bold, I feel really good in this colour. And you'll be surprised how quickly that changes the energy of the conversation that you're having. So I realise I have bombarded you with a lot of information here, but I am so passionate about this subject, so I wanted to share as much of my expertise as possible with you, and, you know, different things to perhaps what you hear on a regular basis. So a really quick recap and what you can do next. So what I want you to take away from today is think about what your 3 to 4 wow colours might be in your wardrobe. Choose them based on what flatters you, what you love, and what you want to communicate. Use accessories as a really easy entry point into wearing colour, and, you know, build your confidence slowly if colour feels like too much. Remember warm versus cool, and have a go at the, you know, white t-shirt test or the red test, and use that as a really simple guide as to what will suit you. And remember, outfit repeating is powerful and it's sustainable, so there's so many benefits to it. If you want to go deeper with this, colour is one of the first foundations I work with my clients, because it changes everything. How you feel, how you're seen, and how easy it becomes to get dressed. So if you're stepping into more visibility and you want your wardrobe to match the woman that you are and the woman that you're becoming, this is the work that we explore inside my one-to-one styling. Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to hear how you've taken the ideas that I've shared in this episode. I really love it when you share with me on social media or by email. Your comments mean a lot because I love to hear what's helpful to you. So please do tag me in on social media or drop me an email to let me know what really resonated with you from this episode. And do share it with other women who are looking to up their game when it comes to colour. Thank you for tuning in to A Styled Life. If today's episode resonated, the best way to support the show is to share it with another trailblazer or leave a quick review. And if you're ready to align your style with your next level of impact, head to the show notes to book your free style strategy call. Because when your style aligns with your purpose, the world takes notice.